Let's do it. Who wants to start?
How's it feel to be in New England?
Feels great. I'm excited for an opportunity to play ball and potentially win some games. But to work with all these guys, and I'm always excited for that.
Give us some backstory when it comes to bare feet.
It started about 6 or 7 years ago. Obviously, I guess it started when I was a little kid, but restarted 6 or 7 years ago. Met some trainers called Melbourne Muscular Therapy out in Australia. They showed up. I flew them out from Australia to Philly. They showed up, and the way y'all look at me is how I was looking at them. They were walking around Philly barefoot, and I was like, I might have sent the wrong guys out here. But that was their philosophy, is being barefoot and kind of getting back to your original ways of movement. That grew into me training barefoot all the time for about 2 years, 3 years. And then probably in the last 2 or 3 years, I kind of went to the, what's the point? One less thing to pack. Now the bag's under 50 pounds. Like, I'm saving money. It's really, it comes all together.
Do you feel like you're in Buffalo, so now like this is easy for you in New England? You already dealt with that one.
Yeah, I mean, the cold is, I live in South Florida in the off season. I think you can only get so used to the cold. But below 35, I'll put shoes on. There's a few times where I like, no matter what temperatures, I won't put them on. But below 35, I'm barefoot, but I'm not a dummy. That's the saying I like to live by.
What was the appeal of signing here, coming here to play?
Obviously, the history of this team is great, so it's been run really well for a long time. Me and Coach McDaniels were in Vegas together. I had my best statistical year of my career. But also seeing Coach Vrabel and how he's run his teams when he was in Tennessee, and the way that he approaches the game is very similar to me. Being tough, playing hard, playing for your teammates, those are things that I support and stand by.
What did you like about Josh's system, or why do you feel you thrived in it?
Because the expectation is that you're capable of doing whatever's asked of you, whether that is playing inside, outside. If he wants me to block, if he wants me to run, if he wants me to catch, if he wants me to pass, whatever it is, that's the expectation of every guy. And I think I do well in that because I'm willing to do whatever it takes to help the team win, whether that's playing quarterback, O-line, D-line, or sitting on the bench and cheering my teammates on, whatever it takes. I just want to win.
Are you hoping to be a core specialty teamer on this team, and have you had any interactions with Jeremy Springer?
I'm hoping to be whatever coach wants me to be, honestly. If he wants me to be in y'all chair, start asking questions, I'll do that. If that means we're going to win games, then Mac Hollins is for it.
And what did you learn about winning games in Buffalo?
Obviously, we were able to win some games. But one thing I learned, obviously, about winning games is that it's not easy. But then also another thing is that just because you won games previously, just because there's championships that have been won here previously, doesn't mean they're just, hey, they won some earlier, so they get a handicap. That's not how it works. You have to put in the work. And that's what I'm really excited to do, is be able to have an off-season of work with guys and be able to gel and then transition that into training camp and then the season.
What do you know about Drake May and what do you hope to bring?
I know he made a good decision on colleges. Tar Heel guys are just a little bit better. But no, I actually know his brother Luke. We were in school together, and their family is great. And I think that's important at any position, but especially quarterback, because I think there's so much more on the shoulders of quarterbacks, especially in today's game. So he was raised well, but then he's a fierce competitor, just from watching him and playing against him. I know that, and I'm excited to get opportunities to play with him and catch the ball from him.
You got to see him twice last season. Was there anything about his game specifically that stood out to you?
I think as a young player, confidence is hard to get, but him being able to have confidence in his game that early is great to see, because it's not easy to walk into a league of, you got some guys that are 40, you got some guys that are 20. It's such a range, and to be able to have confidence walking into a room like that is not easy to do. But to be able to watch him, and I'm only watching from the sideline when he's in on offense and we're going over stuff on the sideline, so it's not like I was studying him. But to be able to see glimpses of it when I was able to watch was great.
Your connection with Josh, is there anyone else here that you've had a previous relationship with that you're kind of maybe looking forward to lean on?
I know a bunch of guys just from playing throughout the league. That's, I guess, one of the good things about being in the league a long time is you at least know people all around. And then have, Hoop is a guy that we have the same agent, so know each other. And then even Coach McDaniels is having familiar faces is important.
You mentioned Drake. Have you guys had a chance to either text or talk, and what has that been like? If you
Yeah, we got the text and just, hey, congrats on signing and everything, and excited to work. And obviously we start in a few weeks, which is exciting because we get to get the ball rolling a little bit quicker than everybody else. So yeah, there was just a little bit of that, and see you soon.
does he initiate that, or is that more you reaching out to him?
A little bit of both. It's I'm older, so I can do that stuff. When you're younger, when I was young, I was like, is he gonna reach out to me? And it's not as big of a deal as what sometimes you want it to be.
It's a younger wide receiver group in this team. What kind of leadership can you bring to that group?
I think a lot, but I think what I've learned in my time in this league is that every room is different, every guy is different. But that's also helped me learn how to adjust with different guys, hey, this guy likes this way of conversation, or likes to get pushed in this way, or likes to practice this way, or recover this way. But then also being able to bring the things that I've taken from my different teams in my years in the league, and allowing them to, hey, try the things I do. If you don't like them, that's fine. All right. But at least you're learning what you do like, what you don't like, and what can help you play a long time and play at a high level.
You mentioned guys like to be maybe pushed in different ways. Are you somebody who is willing to do the pushing? Have you done that in the past? Do you relish that kind of role?
Yeah, I probably sometimes to a fault. I am a big believer in break it and build it back better. But that's how I was raised. So I will push guys to their limits for sure. But I've learned over the years how to not push them too far. I think when I was younger, I would push guys too far. I would relish breaking people. And I've kind of learned over the years that that's not always the best, is to push guys. Now, there are some guys that need that. I need, when we're working out or we're practicing, to be in their head the entire time, and they'll have the best practice ever. And there's some guys that'll shut down from it. But those are things that I've learned. But yeah, pushing guys is something I enjoy because I know not only will it make them better, but it will make me better, because now if I ever stumble, they're like, oh, you're talking all that, and now here you go. So it's kind of a two-way street.
Are there any players throughout your career that you've been particularly proud of the work that you've been able to do with them that way?
I wouldn't say proud, because I think they all take a little bit from me. I've had young guys. Jalen Waddle was a rookie when I was in Miami, and I think he took things from me, but by no means am I responsible for his success in this league. But I've taken things from a Devontae Adams when I was in Vegas. So I think the game is not transactional, but you take things from guys. I've taken things from O linemen, from D linemen, little things like that have changed my game, and I hope that guys have later in their career can say, hey, Mac helped me do X, Y, Z.
What do you remember about Robert Spillane from your time in Vegas, and did you learn anything from him?
Well, we didn't play together in Vegas. I missed him by a year, but obviously I knew some guys and was able to watch them, and hell of a player, so I'm excited to work with him. Maybe get his shoes off.
Jersey number yet?
13. Ward in college. My mom used to think I was unlucky. Stuff would always happen to me. I got a lot of scars all over my face, but I would make it lucky. So I wore that in college and back in it.
And just on the personal side, if I saw it right, fifth year, we're in a 15 now. Do I have that right?
Yeah, it might be. I don't know.
Because I think we go Miami.
Vegas, Atlanta. Well, yeah.
From the human side.
Yeah, it can be tough for sure. But I think I've bet on myself always in my career, and I'll always do that because of my career is already short. To fold the hand on a game that's short already is, I don't know, it's never been me. I always want to go somewhere where I'm valued, and I felt like here I'm getting valued the most, and that's why I was so happy to sign here and let's go, let's do it. Hey, it's 15 in 5 years. What in the world? But I was excited. This is an opportunity for me to play somewhere that values me at a high level. Let's go.
You played with Josh Allen, obviously. It's got a little bit of a similar style to Drake. Just, when you have guys that can improvise like that, as a receiver, how do you go about working with the quarterback like that?
I think one thing I learned playing with Josh is you got to have some good conditioning because the play's not over. And being able to see that in Drake's game is like, great, I can just carry it over, just always be available. Because you never know what Drake might spin out of, duck under, jump over, and like, you got to be there because there's nothing worse as a player. And this is Little League when I used to do it, when I was quarterback. It's like you come out of a cool move in the backfield and you look and your receivers are like already kind of walking thinking you got tackled. So to be able to be that guy and kind of get the whole room and whole team on that same wavelength of like, Drake's not down yet, is going to be good.
Have you been able to connect with any of the young wide receivers on this team yet?
Not yet. We'll connect because we start obviously earlier, so it's easy to connect, and I'll probably be in a group chat with them within the week, and we'll be able to chop it up. But it all really starts on, I guess, the 10th or 7th, whenever we start.
Josh McDaniels, most of offensive coordinator here in that team. Did that kind of like grab your eye immediately as this like a possible destination before possibly anything got started in talks?
I wouldn't say it was that before anything happened, before free agency happened. But then once my agent was like, hey, there's possibilities for teams, be ready. It was like, oh, okay, at least I have some familiar faces. And we spoke about it earlier, like having familiar faces helps. It just makes that transition a little bit easier.
I know you do a lot of like science and instructional videos on social media. Are you like a big Bill Nye fan, or how exactly did that get started?
We were just actually talking about Mr. Nye, man. So he did an event, I guess, with the Celtics. Yeah, okay, with Jaylen Brown, right? So I do educational videos, and this is my shout out to Bill. Hopefully Bill sees this. I do educational videos, and I've done them for I don't know 5 or 6 years. But last year I did a month of challenges every month. So I did cold exposure, I did maintenance, I did dance challenges, all types of stuff. And science was one of them. So I dressed up in the science experiment, like whole kit, and did science experiments every day, hoping to get Bill to show some love. But I wasn't there yet, and that's okay. I'm gonna get there, and me and Bill, we're gonna be like that.
More questions? Following up on the one about the 5 teams in 5 years, just when you were making your decision here, what was that like? Was it just Patriots, or were you juggling multiple scenarios there for this year?
Yeah, there were different scenarios, and kind of just going back and forth with my agent, and he's having the conversations, and hey, maybe this is a good fit, this is a good fit, and weighing those options, and dialing in on here, and it was like, this is best fit for my career, where I'm at, and my future.
What would you say to the people in Buffalo who maybe just had you last year and cheering for you?
Yeah, I'm super appreciative of Bill's Mafia and the support they gave me. They welcomed me with open arms, and being able to be an animal there was like, it was a blast for sure. And I don't have any bad blood towards Buffalo or any other team I've ever been on. Unfortunately, there is a business side to this world we're in. But I definitely enjoyed my time. It was a really fun year.
Your game day,
Last question.
pregame routine, and outfit is pretty special. You plan to bring there?
Yeah, I think that's one of the things of winning is things get more notice. So I've been doing the outfits for a little while. Maybe because we were winning so much, they got like a lot more popular. Like when I was in Philly, I used to wear jerseys of old. Like I would reach out to all the alumni, the old players, and get their jersey and wear them into the stadium. When I was in Miami, my favorite one of all time, I brought my Snakes in with me. I did a Stone Cold Steve Austin like can smash when I walked in. I did a one-piece intro of Luffy for people that know anime. And then I did all the stuff in Buffalo. So it's not stopping anytime soon. So be prepared.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so be very. There's many a thing on the horizon. Good. Thanks, y'all.
How's it going? Good.
You talked to some of the other guys who signed here, and we asked them, what was the pitch from Vrabel or Pharrell Williams or Elliott or whoever the case may be to come to a place where, things have been few and far between the last couple of years. What's the draw playing in the league?
I think just fit perfectly for who I was and defensive wise. And my agent, shout out to my agents, got it right for me and made it real quick. And here I am, and so excited.
How would you describe your style of play?
I like to think of myself as a strong and trying to be dominant in the front, 0 and the 1. But I played in so many fronts to where I feel like I can be comfortable along the line wherever they would need me most. So, yeah.
Do you prefer single gapping, like getting upfield, or do you like two gapping and trying to take up space?
I love it all. I just love being in the trenches. It's so fun for me, and I enjoy it.
Do you have a background with anyone on this roster? Go back a ways, whether it's college or.
You know, Jaquelin Roy was a rookie in Minnesota when I was there, but everyone else, I'm gonna be new, so I don't really got no ties with anyone. So
Is there anyone you're particularly looking forward to playing with on this roster?
this D line, I've seen the additions, and I'm excited to play along with these boys and see what we can do.
I know that Mike Smith was a coach on the Vikings when you were there.
Right.
We don't know much about him at this point, so what can you tell us about him?
Mike Smith, coach.
Yeah. He was that outside linebackers coach, I think. With the Vikings?
Oh, I don't know too much. I mean, like real cool. I mean, he didn't really coach me
Sure.
too much. I mean, a good guy though, great guy. So sorry.
How much do you know about Christian Barmore and Milton Williams?
I know enough to know that they're dominant, and I got to see them play, and with Milton, obviously everyone got to see it on display in February, and I'm excited to be able to play side by side and do whatever I can to be with them. So
What's it like watching a fellow defensive tackle go off in the Super Bowl like that?
makes me want to go do the same thing, and that's the goal. So.
I was watching a video of your personal story with your family,
Okay.
and I wanted to just ask you what that means to you.
The story of my family. My family's everything to me, man. If you know the story, my parents helped me in the place where I thought I was gonna. I didn't think too much of it when I was young, but they helped me in so much ways. Being able to help me get on my feet and find out who I am, and being able to go out and share my stories. So my family means everything to me. So.
How much were they a part of you being here today?
Everything. Shout out to my parents and my siblings, especially. I don't think without them, without the support that I had back in high school, and that's when really this started, was in high school, my senior year. Without them, I don't know where I'd be, probably in some trouble. I definitely would not be here today, so I'm grateful for them.
Have you had a chance to talk to Terrell Williams at all, and what has he shared with you in terms of like his vision for you?
We chopped it up just a little bit. We didn't get too much into detail, but I'm just excited. We're both excited to be able to start this up. It was kind of fresh, and I was kind of in and out of the meetings and getting to know everybody. So I think we're going to talk some more, and when that comes. So.
What's something about you off the field the Patriots fans should know?
Man, I love to eat. I love chilling with my daughter. I love hanging out with my little girl. I love food. I love Polynesian food. So if y'all have any Polynesian spots out here, I'm not sure, but let me know.
If you find anyone else up there.
Come on. All right, bet.
With Terrell Williams, what's your level of excitement considering his task as a defensive line coach, just to now have him calling plays? Like, what's just your level of excitement?
I'm so excited, and I think being able to have a former player and then come in and be able to share that, it's a different insight that you get from a coach who's played, and I'm excited to be able to be a part of that and be in the meetings with that.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.